Okay, let me preface this video rant thing by specifically stating that this is directed at people who live in North America, and probably Australia as well, because you guys have Mad Men down there. Mad Men's kind of a boss at what they do. If you live outside North America, if you live out in... I really don't know where, this isn't directed at you, and you do not need to defend yourself in any sort of way, because I can't argue against you at all. So just feel free to not watch this video, or if you do watch it, take what you will of it, and that will be that. Now, this video is about a belief that I have that you may not agree with, which is that at this time, there is absolutely zero reason for you, if you live in North America, to pirate anime. There's not. It just does not exist. Now suddenly everybody's gonna get all defensive. They're just like, but I have this and this such and such a reason. And you go immediately to the comments and you don't even finish watching the video because you've seen this argument before and you're fully prepared to argue your reasoning as to why you think it's perfectly legitimate for you to be pirating anime, and I'm not really gonna fight you. But I am gonna be bringing up a bunch of arguments against that, and why I think those arguments don't really hold any water. But first, a bit of background. The reasoning of why I am doing this video is because I released a review earlier this week, which was on My Buddha. And in the review, I specifically stated that there was no place that you could stream this anime online. Now, it was my fault that I did not specifically state there's no place you can watch it legally, which was completely true. But this led to a bunch of people being like, nah, you can totally stream it here. I will post you a link. And then they proceed to insert an illegal streaming site at the bottom of it. And I'm just like, why are you posting me a link to an illegal streaming site? I'm not going to watch it. And I hope nobody else does either, because that doesn't help anyone. And it's not just that. I've been getting a bunch of review requests over the past number of months, actually. And people are very kind, and they may not know any better. And they're just like, hey, Ark, can you please review this show? I'd really like to know what you think about it. And at the bottom, they insert a link to an illegal streaming site. And I'm just like, I can't watch it there. And it's really bad when some of those places, a quick Google search finds me the very anime that they wanted me to watch on an illegal streaming site, but on Crunchyroll, where not only is it free, but completely legal for me to watch it. And that frustrates me a lot. And I'm very disappointed that that happens. So maybe for those people that don't know any better, I might educate you in this video. But let's talk about some of the reasons why people think that it is okay to pirate. Reason number one, anime is expensive. Hate to break it to you, but as someone who's been collecting anime for the past 10 years, right now, anime is cheap. Comparatively. Now, I do know people can come at me saying, well, I want to go buy Madoka Magica, and I need to drop $120, $130 on Madoka Magica. It's only 13 episodes. That's expensive. And you're right. If you want to go on a specific show-by-show basis, you might win in that regard. But in anime as a whole, anime is actually pretty cheap. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, here's my example. This is volume... What is this? This is volume 3 of the original Fullmetal Alchemist series that came out a number of years ago. It contains 4 episodes, episodes 9 through 12, and I paid about $25 to own this, which at the time, I thought was a pretty good deal. So, $25, 4 episodes. 2 years ago, I bought this, which is the original Fullmetal Alchemist series, Season 1, Part 1, which contains the first 16 episodes of the show. And I paid about $35 for this. $10 more than I paid for this, but now instead of 4 episodes, you got 16. And right now, I'm literally looking up rightstuff.com right now. You can buy the entirety of Season 1, all the first 25 episodes, for $24.99. And that's American money, but that's still $24.99. I paid $35 for this, and it was only the first 16 episodes. Okay? Now you can get half the show for $24, and you can get the entire series by buying Season 2 for $50. That's insane. You want to know how much it would cost if you had to buy them all like this? A lot. I think it was like over $200 to buy them like these. All right, here's another example. Here's my entire first season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. It is the entire thing, the whole set of 7 discs, which I paid for about $25 each. Totaling at, what is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. $150 for this entire series. You want to know what you can buy with $150 on Right Stuf right now? A lot. I've looked. Even with what I just showed you right now, you can buy the entire Full Metal Alchemist series, the original series, which is what, 52, 56 episodes? 3 times over in the amount of money I spent on this. I know, like, anime is not, like, dirt cheap. It is not ridiculously cheap. You can't go out and buy full 26ers for $10. That doesn't happen. But really, you have it really well off right now. But this, of course, leads to argument number 2. I am currently in elementary school / high school, and I have no money at all. It's not so much that anime are expensive, but it's just like I literally have no money to pay for them. I would if I could, but I can't. And I have 2 counters to bring up to this. One is the counter that doesn't really help anyone, but it's the fact that anime is a hobby. And I don't think there's a single hobby that exists that you can do for free right now. You have to pay money for something. Money is like life. Money is like the spice. The spice is life. Of course, that's a Dune reference that I don't know if any of my audience is going to get. But you can't expect to do anything you want for free. Like, I know the internet is a great resource, and you can literally download any anime in existence right now for absolute free if you know where to go. You can't. It exists. You can do this. The internet allows you to do that. Morally, though, you shouldn't. Especially when there are other options. Which is point number 2. There's a lot of anime out there right now that is on at least 2 major streaming sites that I know, and a bunch of smaller, still legitimate streaming sites. And you can watch anime completely for free. Don't believe me? Go to Crunchyroll.com and go to Funimation's video section on their website. Between the 2 of those, you have a ridiculous amount of anime, and it's completely free. Asterisks. Someone would argue, but they have subscription services, and I don't want to pay for that. And yes, it is true they have subscription services, but what they're asking for is not that bad. On Crunchyroll's side, what the subscription gets you is that it allows you to do everything in HD, which you can't do otherwise, and it also means that when a new episode of an anime comes out, like, say, Attack on Titan, you can watch it immediately. If you're going for free, you don't get the HD, and then you have to wait a week, 1 week, in order to watch a new anime episode. So really, it's not that bad, and it's only $5 a month. Like, I know if you're in the situation that I just mentioned, you have no money at all. But if you're in that situation, then just wait it out. Is there a reason why you need to watch an anime immediately? Will it kill you? Will it cause you physical harm? I don't think so. And if you go on Funimation's site, they basically have their entire library available in sub for free. But if you want to watch dubbed versions, you can usually get like maybe the first 2 episodes for free, and then beyond that you need to do their subscription service, which, again, is not that bad. Because if you're someone who doesn't mind subs, you can watch anything you want for free. Now, if you want dubs, and in some of Funimation's cases, since Funimation's dubs are really freaking amazing, I would recommend them that way, but then you have to pay a small amount of money for their entire library. Like, those are some amazing deals. But some people still don't think it's enough, which those people I'm not a fan of. It's this weird mindset that some people have that because the internet can give it to you for free, that you should be able to have it for free, which is not the mindset that you should have. Now, I'm not one to come out and say, the anime industry is dying and people that do pirating are killing the industry. This is an argument that's been stated and rehashed and talked about a lot over the last number of years, and it's probably not true. I don't believe the anime industry itself is dying, but if everybody started downloading and pirating, then it definitely would be. And for a lot of people, it's just a matter of having to have just a little bit of patience. And what do I mean by that? Like, going back to my Full Metal Alchemist example, just having a couple of, just a year or so of patience dropped the amount of price that the show costed dramatically. And that's something that Funimation does regularly. They come up with a new show, and they come out with a part 1 and a part 2, and then about a year or so later, they come out with a complete series that was about as much money as one of the parts was. That's something that they do. And that's something that I rely on. And I follow regularly. When their complete series comes out, I buy it. And if I have the money, I will buy the part 1 and part 2. But if not, and I don't feel a need to immediately have it, I can wait. And it's not just with Funimation titles either. Let me show you something. I have Gundam Wing right now, and I was able to buy the second half of it at Anime North this year. I first watched Gundam Wing on, I think it was a combination of both YTV here in Canada and Toonami on the small amount of time that I spent in the States as a kid. And I haven't seen it since then. So that was grade 4 for me. It was a long freaking time ago, a very long time ago. And I haven't watched it since. I've had the option of downloading Gundam Wing at any time over the past, 15 years, but I didn't. Why? Because I didn't feel the immediate need to go and watch it, and calmly waited until the day when I owned it, which happens to be now. I now own the entire Gundam Wing series, and I've been slowly watching it over the past week or so, and it is amazing. Well worth my wait. But if you're sitting there thinking that you have, this right to watch whatever you want, whenever you want, then there's nothing I can say to change your mind. And in fact, I can't stop you from pirating. I can't. I'm not going to be able to stand behind you and slap you upside the head when you do pirating. But I would just hope that you don't. Because there are a lot of people that are trying to live off this. You have the original creators, the animators, the composers, and everybody over in Japan. And for licensed work, you have the licensors, you have the ADR directors, you have the voice actors on the English side, and they all have to get paid. Because if they don't get paid, they're not going to be able to continue to do this. And then you won't have anime that's very good, and then you won't have dubs that are very good, both of which are important. I think the biggest problem with this industry is not that it's dying, but as with any industry, it's dictated by the people who have the money. And if a very large section of the fan base of whatever show doesn't buy the product, then you can't really expect anyone to bring out more of that kind of show anymore. So you can come up to me and you can give off whatever reasoning that you have for why you think you're justified in watching anime, but I'm not going to believe you, and I'm not going to agree with you ever. So you might as well not try. There's nothing you can tell me. Nothing that you can tell me of why you are justified to pirate anime if you live in North America. There is not. I don't care how young you are. I don't care if you don't have any money. There are free options for you. And if that's not good enough, then there's nothing I can say. You could even come to me and say, oh, but I pirate and then I buy after. That's not as bad, but it's still not that great, especially since most of the stuff that people buy when it comes to anime in North America is actually the majority is from Funimation, and they have it all on their site, so stream it. That doesn't work for every example, but that's there. So I can't stop you from pirating. There are two things I can stop you from doing. One, don't come to me with your reasoning, because I'm not going to listen to you. Because I've been around long enough that I've heard your story before. I've heard all of it before, because I've been arguing this point for a very long time. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I personally don't care if you pirate. Just don't come to me and tell me that you're justified in doing so. That's what annoys me, because I know you're not justified in doing it. You're doing it because you want to. And I can't argue with that. But if you come up with any other reasoning behind it, oh, I have no money, or this, that, and the other thing, that's what gets me annoyed. And the second thing is, don't promote either pirating or illegal streamings on my channel and on my comments, because it's not appreciated at all. In fact, if you see links to illegal streaming sites, please do me a favor and flag it for spam and downvote it to oblivion, and I will attempt to try and clean it up afterwards, because that is not what I believe in at all. I don't believe in illegal streaming, and I don't believe in anime piracy, because I know there are a lot of people out there that do the pirating thing because they don't know any better. I know people that after showing them Crunchyroll and Funimation's site, they're completely legit now, and I'm happy at that. And the last thing I want to do is to take someone that's new to anime and then show them some illegal streaming site, and that's where they become their go-to place. Because that helps no one except the illegal people, and that doesn't make anything better at all. So, let's see. Let's do a summary. Anime can be expensive, but at the same time, it's cheaper than it's ever been in a lot of ways, and you can't expect it to be free. And if you do, it's streaming for free. A lot of it is shows like Titan is like the most talked about anime in most circles right now. And you can watch it both on Funimation's site and Crunchyroll's site for free. So I'm sorry for this like rather long and kind of not really angry rant, but this kind of thing where I pick out a specific section of the fan base and I just start hitting it over the head. Because I try to be nice and I try to be accommodating, but there are certain beliefs that I have that I just have to vent every once in a while. So if I'm lucky, this video was a bit of a wake-up call for some people, and if I'm unlucky, then I'm going to get a bunch of hate mail on this video, which I'm just going to have to deal with, because this is my beliefs. I almost feel like a religious person. This is my beliefs. I believe in Haruhi and in Madoka and all this stuff. But if I get hate for it, I get hate for it. If I lose subs for this, I lose subs for this. But this is what I believe in, and I do not see anything wrong with what I believe in, because it does nothing but help the industry. And helping the industry is good, because the more help the industry gets, the better it gets. And the better it gets, the more anime we get in general, and that's a good thing to me. So, thank you for sitting through this. I'll try not to do this on a very often basis, but every once in a while I might do something similar to this. And that will be that. So, until next time, stay frosty, everyone.